Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network and producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, and Phil Svitek, this is iTalk Movies. Long-form interviews with leading members of the film industry. And now, your host of iTalk Movies.
Oh, that's it?
There you go. He's getting down. Hey guys, welcome to iTalk Movie Interviews with Michael Nardelli here for the Popcorn Talk Network.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hi. Thank you for coming on. That was a short dance session, but that was, I have to say, it was your song choice.
It was. It just popped in my head, and I hope I did it justice.
You did. It was pretty good.
I tried.
I liked it.
I'm not known for my dance moves, but I try.
It's okay.
When given the opportunity.
It's all right. And I haven't heard that song in quite a while, so it's always like a feel-good song to open up with.
Gotta bring it back.
You do.
Let's bring it back.
There you go.
There we go. More dance moves?
Well, I Am is great. We were just talking about that a second ago. But welcome.
Thank
I'm excited
you.
that you're here, that you joined us. And we're going to talk about your movie Circles a little bit. Do you want to tell people who have not seen it yet? Because I know it just came out on
Which
Netflix.
is pretty much everybody.
Right.
It's just coming out.
Right.
Yeah. So, should I tell them what it's about?
Yeah, but don't give it completely away,
Okay.
obviously.
Circle. It's hard not to give stuff away when talking about it. Circle is a sci-fi psychological thriller about 50 people who don't know each other and from all different walks of life, older, younger, every ethnicity, 50 totally different people wake up in this mysterious chamber and they don't know how they got there at first. And from moment one, every 2 minutes, one of them gets killed or eliminated by this device in the middle of the room. And over the course of the story, they find out that they are in charge of who is going next.
Right.
And it's sort of a, survival of the fittest, who will be, well, that's all I'll say.
Who will survive kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I got to watch the movie, obviously, before he came on, because I wanted to know what it's about before I interviewed you, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was really good. I was going to say where I watched it, but we're not going to go into that.
I was going to say that too, but then...
we're not going to go into where I watched it, but I did watch it, and so it was really good, and I enjoyed it. But it was a pretty intense movie.
Yeah.
It's not like, I'm going to sit down and enjoy a comedy. It's not one of those kind of movies, for sure.
No, not at all. But there is some, dark levity in it. I mean, if you see it with an audience, people laugh at certain things, but you have to have, a morbid sense of humor, dark,
for it.
Satirical sense of humor to laugh at some of that stuff.
Because you said, you guys do kind of choose who goes next. Mm-hmm. And that's a scary decision because it's 50 of you guys and it's all ages. It's little kid to old grandpas and grandmas.
Pregnant lady,
and that was a whole other discussion in the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy. Everyone's kind of fighting and well, let's talk about our life. Let's do this. How are we gonna save ourselves? And everyone's trying to be saved and saying they know the secrets, saying that they know each other.
Yeah.
Some
people are not telling the truth.
Right. And I feel like most people in that situation probably wouldn't.
Yeah. It is a good psychological test of what I mean. I feel like a lot of the decisions that people make in the movie are things that would happen if that crazy scenario were to happen in real life, and it's fun to ask what would you do if you were in that situation?
That's crazy because it's hard to say because I don't want to give stuff away, but obviously they were fighting about should the old go, should the young go, should the pregnant go first, but then she's two, she's carrying a baby, and then that was my ex-girlfriend who's that's everyone just kind of says that they know each other. One's the grandpa of someone. It's just it's crazy, and I don't know, family members are losing each other, husband and wife, exes.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, it's not a comedy.
No, definitely not. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. It was
Thank
a
you.
thriller
Thanks
for
watching
sure.
It.
And you also produced it as well?
Yeah. Yeah, me and my brother produced it.
Oh, awesome. Yep. Okay. So,
yeah, because it wasn't enough work.
Being
actually being in it, then to produce it too was even more work. But it was definitely a challenge, but really rewarding movie because it was just a kind of lean, mean team of all of us, and we, bit by bit got it made. Thank goodness, and now it's finally coming out. So. And
you guys should all go watch it for sure.
Yes,
and
please do.
Which did you enjoy more, producing it or acting?
I mean, definitely acting in it. I mean, they were both cool and challenging in different ways, and some days I was doing both at the same. Well, most days doing most at the same time. But yeah, I don't know, the acting side of it was challenging, just because it was a really emotional and an urgent movie. There's no, it's a 90-minute kind of thriller.
Right.
There's no moment of levity, really. I mean, there's some comedy in it, like we talked about it, but there's not any downtime. So you were always having to be scared, fearing for your life, defending your life, dealing with other people screaming and yelling. And also, we were standing in those tiny spots all day, every day.
See, that's what I was going to say. That's got to be exhausting.
Yeah,
because the circles are not big.
No, they're not big. And it was 50 people I mean, it looks like a huge room on film, but it was actually, pretty tight quarters with that many people, cast and then crew and everybody else that was around. So, it got real sweaty in there one day.
Oh, no.
And it sounds like, whiny actor thing to say, but it is tiring to stand in one spot for an 18-hour day.
And in the beginning of the film, you guys were all like kind of frozen, so I don't know how many takes that had to. You guys were just like kind of standing
there. I like that
because
we were pretty much just asleep.
Okay, so you're just
asleep. So that was fine. It was when we actually had to do stuff. That's when it got exhausting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can just stand and sleep all day.
Okay, that's fine. So if anybody needs a standing and sleeping actor, here we go. Yeah,
I'm great at it.
A hidden talent of his.
I'm like the Meryl Streep of standing and sleeping.
That's awesome.
Yep.
But I was thinking that actually the circles are so small, and even when I was watching it, you can tell the room looked big, like you said, but the circles that you guys were standing on were small, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're literally standing all day. There's no other places to go. There's no scene change. I mean, there's a scene, like, there's not really scene changes, whereas you're in a different location.
Yeah, that's what I always think is tiring, too, because the way it was filmed in a circle, and a lot of times they were behind us and in front of us, so you never, sometimes if the scene wasn't on specifically you, I mean, in most movies you usually know, like, oh, I'm off camera, I got to do my job and be there for the actor, but I'm not on. But with this, you never knew if you were on or off, really, because it was such a big crowd and you're filming everybody, and if they're cross filming that person, you're probably going to be in the background. So you always kind of assumed you had to be on, so there's no breaks, It was like theater.
I love theater.
Which is cool. Yeah.
I love theater. I did theater all through school.
Yeah, it's just different when you're used to like doing film where you like do another take and
or
do
you
this
get
take
a break and go to crafty and
coverage on this person, and you can kind of
relax
mentally calm down a little bit without ruining it for the person that you're in a take with. But on this, it was like a totally different structure. But what was cool was we got to film it in order, which you never get to really do.
Really unique, yeah. Where'd you guys film it? Here in LA?
Yeah, it was here in LA, in a warehouse in Chinatown.
Oh, okay, so random.
Yeah.
That's so random.
So random. You would never know, right?
No, I wouldn't, actually. I don't know where I thought you guys did it. I thought it was like some kind of studio,
could
but
have been...
it really could have. It really could have. It looked like a spaceship.
Could have been. Yeah, I bet there's people in LA that have creepy basements like that.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
They're still around. Mm-hmm. But that's cool. I really did enjoy it, and I know this is like a serious film, like we talked about, and so like because it's long hours and you guys were standing up all day and it's like a serious matter. Did you guys still get to like goof off camera, or was it still like a pretty serious vibe off camera with the rest of the cast and crew?
It was kind of both. I mean, people, especially in the beginning, when there were 50 people, you couldn't help, like, poor Mario and Aaron, the directors, had to kind of, like, herd in 50 actors that were all, like, especially the first day, not really knowing what they were doing, and we were all kind of, like, it was mass hysteria, and people were, there was a little bit of distraction of people, like, laughing and goofing around and stuff, and, with that many different personalities and all different ages, it was cool. People were definitely bonding, and, there was like a company, theatrical company vibe to it, because we were all, pretty much on screen at the same time, all acting with the entire cast at the same time, which you never really get to do in a movie. You might have a scene with like so-and-so here, and then, or maybe not even work with half the cast.
That's crazy.
So it was cool. So it did feel like there was like a team spirit, and it did, I feel like, elevate everybody's performances too, because you knew all your peers were watching you. It's not like you were in one scene. You knew like the whole cast is watching you right now. So I think people did definitely have like a competitive spirit where they're like, I'm gonna really bring it today.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like if one person in that circle loses it, it's done. Because you guys are all tired, it's a long day, and like one person just like gets a laughing fit, I'm sure it's gonna break off into a few more.
That happened though.
Did
actually,
it really?
I had one day, where I just, when you're not supposed to laugh, that's like
then
the hardest laugh.
Hilarious.
That happened to me, and it was really bad. And somebody, I think it was one of the assistant camera operators, was like, "Are you laughing right now?" And I was like, "Yes, but just let it pass. Let me get past it." But It didn't happen. I think I'm probably the only person that did it. So shame
That's
on me,
funny.
because I was one of the producers too, so I should know better not to do that and waste time.
But it
How dare
happens
me.
sometimes. You know, sometimes you can't control it. You just get a laughing fit out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
when
it
you know you're
happens.
not supposed to,
Yeah,
that's like
the
best
worst. That's
laugh
the best time
in the
it comes.
world. You're like, I don't want to stop.
Yeah,
It's so
this is
funny.
great. Let me just keep going.
Yeah. But I mean, to answer your question, like as it went along, it got a little eerie every day because, you know, every day we filmed, I mean, the story is people die every 2
Right.
minutes. So every day there'd be fewer and fewer people
Okay.
on set, and it would get kind of like quieter and quieter and quieter. And I won't say anything else other than that.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah. what happens? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
But how
we
many
got-
days did it take for you guys to shoot this?
just 10 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we were able to film it in order. We were in that one location.
Right.
So yeah, 10 days and then an 11th day for the ending.
Pickups. The ending.
which
Okay.
you watched. So
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
that
yeah.
there's something at the end
It is
that's
something cool at the end.
different.
You're
But
not
yeah,
standing in a circle.
there's another location other than the circle.
I know.
Yeah. Did you like the ending?
I did. I thought it was interesting. I really did.
Yeah. I mean, some people, I don't, you know, there's differing opinions. Some people like it if it had ended, because there were two different versions where
Oh, okay.
one of it ended with in the circle.
Okay.
And one ended
Out of the
not
circle.
there. So
Right.
yeah, I'm a fan of
The
what's
one
in
that
there
we saw?
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the other one would leave it a little bit more open to interpretation, which some
Okay.
people like.
That's true. Some people like
Yeah.
to kind of come up with their own conclusions
Mhm.
of like what happened, but
Yeah.
I did. I enjoyed it, but like, it seemed like such an intense movie. Like I said, like to film it and
Yeah,
do it.
It was definitely tiring. Everybody that did it, and you know, it was not a real like glamorous shoot. We didn't have
Right.
trailers. There was a holding area, and there were some folding
love
chairs
it.
for everybody, and that was pretty much it.
I
But
love
we
it.
all bonded. It was fun.
that's what makes you bond
It was
though. Because
fun.
if it's like 50 trailers, you're not going to talk to each other. Everyone's
Yeah.
just chilling in their glam trailer, going to hair
Yeah.
and makeup. You know.
Yeah, and luckily it was only 10 days, because longer than that would have been
Hard.
extremely, stressful and tiring, and 10 days of standing straight was
That
was
is
good.
actually. I'm
workout.
just surprised how quickly you guys did it. Does that make sense? Like I felt like maybe this would have been like maybe a month. You would have been like a month. we've
Well,
been
it should
shooting.
have been, and that would have been,
Yeah.
easier maybe in some ways. But I mean, the budget and everything, from the producer side, that's all we could do, and it was definitely a rush. And if we had had more time, maybe things would have been different. Maybe they would have been the same. I think we
it was
pulled
good. I mean,
we
with
pulled
10,
it off.
I'm saying I'm very like, not shocked, but like surprised in a good way. Surprised that you guys got
Yeah,
that all done in
thanks.
10 days.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot. If you guys watch, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were lucky because it is a circle, and it's mostly a dark background, and we used some effects to delete things and
Right.
add in some of the the kill effects and everything.
Yeah.
But because it was circle, we saved time on camera setups, because rather than move the camera, this is kind of confusing, and it was confusing for us as we were doing it, but we could literally shift the cast around the circle.
Okay.
Like if you counted, everybody counted the same amount of steps, it was almost like you had a new camera setup, because then you had a totally different group in front of the camera. So you didn't have to relight it, that area of the set that
Okay.
you were filming. You didn't have to move the camera. You didn't have to reset anything other than the actors. So that,
Right.
I think, is
That
one
saves
of the,
a lot of time,
That's why we
too.
were able to save a lot of time, yeah. And we always, after I think the second day, we figured out to shoot outwards, film everything on the outside of the circle and then go in, and then
That's really cool.
We had some of the complex moves where the camera was above and everything, but we had a minor on the set too,
Yeah.
so we had
she was pretty young.
yeah, so that made it even trickier.
I wonder. I mean, did she get along with adults and stuff? Or was she cool?
Yeah, she's very, very mature, and I think is her character, I don't even remember.
They
I
said
think
that she was
she's-
like. They mentioned at one point that she was like 10 or 11.
She's 10 or 11, but the actress I think was actually like 12 or 13 at the
Okay,
time.
she
that we
looks
filmed.
really little.
Yeah, but that's why because she looked
Right.
still that age, but she could work a couple more hours because she was
'Cause she was
above
legally
whatever
above, right.
threshold she needed to
Right.
be above. But yeah, it was still tricky scheduling.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause you
sure.
couldn't use her for a full day, and like I said, you're pretty much everybody's in the shot at once. So
And she has a parent or guardian coming with her, so that's
a
an
guardian,
extra person.
and a tutor, an on-set tutor,
yeah.
and they're always really strict.
Yeah. Oh, they have to get their schoolwork in.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
insane.
they're intense.
Oh man. So like you obviously produced this too. So were you going back and forth from acting to producing and like kind of going in and out, or were you just like, okay, this is what I'm doing and I'll deal with the producing stuff later?
Sort of both. I mean, when I was in my actor brain, you know, for the day, I tried to stay in that, but I would also, if there was some downtime, I would go and check on how everything was going kind of behind the screens and check on the monitors and make sure everything was looking okay and making sure we were on time. I mean, I had producing partners on it, which definitely helps, and could not have done both jobs without that.
Right.
But it was, you know, a good, you know, 2 weeks of work kind of from dawn to dawn, literally.
Wow.
Because, you know, we'd film all day, and then we had like a production meeting right after the shooting for the next day, and then, you know, I'd go home and try to learn all my lines for the next day and deal with any like issues that were coming up about scheduling or budget or email or, you know, you know, if the crew was unhappy about this or if the caterer was late today, you know, that stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like left brain, right brain juggling, which can get stressful. But
do you prefer doing one over the other? Because I know you write as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely more. I mean, acting's more my passion, and I think the producing is a way of facilitating creative things I want to do, whether it's like writing or certain roles I'd love to play, and can I write and produce something where I get to try that, and it's not always that way, but I definitely do like to kind of you know, take charge on things and get them made, rather than sitting by the phone and waiting for a job, or, you know, getting upset that I lost out on that role, or, you know,
it's hard, man. It's hard in this town. It's crazy.
Yeah,
the
feel like
competition's intense.
It is. I feel like this is like the era of, you know, kind of like do it yourself, whether that's like a short or a web series or putting up a play.
You have to. I mean, people get famous off of YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, like really famous off of YouTube. So like who's to say that you can't find another way to make it for you, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I definitely enjoy acting more, but there is like an empowering feeling you get when you're, you know, kind of the producer is putting all the pieces together and hopefully making something happen from it, although it doesn't always happen. Sometimes things don't work out for different reasons, and that's upsetting. You know?
It does. It's like, what's that quote that's like, if everything that can go wrong will.
Yeah.
You know? But like, you just have to like, okay, it's gonna happen. I can't control this right now, so I gotta just go on with the day. I'm gonna need to change whatever needs to be changed, and then just move forward, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I just tell myself to try not to get upset over things I can't. Why ruin my mood over stuff I can't control?
Yeah, I tell myself that too, but I still ruin my mood.
It's really hard. It's really hard. It's not an easy thing to do.
It's easy advice to give.
It is. I have a hard time taking it myself too. I get frustrated with myself, like, no, I'm gonna get mad or you know. But like,
and it's always the advice that you give your actor friends, and then when they give it back to you, you're like, shut up.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it right now. I wanted that, you know.
Let me be mad right now.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what drew you to like want to do this film?
So, my brother and I have this production company. And we heard about.
He wasn't in it as well.
He's not in it. No, he's a comic book artist, and then
fun.
he does a lot of like he helped design the floor that you see in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And he helped design the stuff that's in the last scene that we're not talking about. You know, that stuff. He helped design that and did a really great job with it. And he did the poster and everything.
Yeah. That's
but
really
he
cool.
doesn't.
He's creative.
Yeah, he's super
artsy
creative. Very artsy. But doesn't really have an interest in acting. But we had seen Mario and Aaron, the director's YouTube show called The Vault, which I don't know if you've seen that or not.
Not.
It's sort of similar to Circle, just in that it deals with a pretty big ensemble, and they're in sort of what seems to be like this mysterious reality game show that may have a sinister side to it. So it's got a lot of similar themes, but yeah, it was their web series, and then we were talking to their managers, and they mentioned Circle and the concept for it, and I'm a big sci-fi kind of genre fan, but more on the sort of cerebral, character-driven side, and less on the I don't know,
like scary blood and guts kind of.
Yeah. So a little
more mental.
Like, more psychological and cerebral. And they talked about this, and it just sounded like. When they described it, I was like, oh, that is definitely something I would watch. You know, if I was in a theater, I'd watch it. If I was at home, I'd watch. I'd want to know like what that story was all about and who those 50 people were, and especially like how does that end?
And how do they pick?
Yeah, how do they pick, and what the hell happens in that story? So I don't know. I just felt like in my gut, like, oh, that's something I would definitely watch. I feel like this is maybe something worth exploring more. And
right.
We kept talking to Mario and Aaron about it and helped them develop the script a little bit more and some of the characters and some of the rules of the game that they're in.
Yeah.
And it's just right up my alley. I like genre stuff that talks about topical, kind of important issues, and Circle kind of ticks them all off.
It does.
It addresses racism nowadays, as it is today. Gender. Class,
right.
politics, sexuality, like everything.
All of it, because all of that got argued whether they should stay or not based on.
Yeah, which I like that. I like when I watch a movie that I think is just going to be sort of entertainment, and then it has some deeper stuff that occurs or is talked about in it. And Circle, when I was reading the script, I was like, whoa, it's hitting all of them. Okay,
it lists
cool.
all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something you can talk about with your friends after and be like, oh, I would have done this, or I wouldn't have let that person go first, or I would have made sure that person lasted, or maybe I wouldn't have volunteered myself. I would have volunteered myself. Like, just different scenarios of what. I don't know. That's a hard question. I don't know what I would have done in that situation.
I don't either. I don't think I'd live very long. I think I would perish pretty quickly. But you never know. You might have some weird survival instinct kick in where you turn into like
adrenaline rush and like everything.
Some Rambo badass, and you're like, I'm not dying today, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. It is fun to ask your friends. It's a fun movie to watch with a group of friends, because different people
will relate
react
to different things.
Yeah, people laugh at certain things where you're like, you think that's funny? And people will cry about things where you're like, you're crying?
Yeah.
And I mean, let's face it, like, it could be a great drinking game too.
I
hate
true.
to say it, but
every time the clock goes beep, beep,
every
beep,
time
beep,
someone,
beep, beep.
every 2 minutes somebody
Yeah.
perishes. I mean, that's the most morbid drinking game, but good for Halloween, right?
That's true. I mean, if you guys need a Halloween drinking game and you want to pair it with a psychological thriller movie.
If you're of age.
Here you go.
And you're responsible.
Please of age and not be driving.
Yeah, don't be driving and don't be recreating scenes from the movie.
Don't do that.
Yeah. But other than that, it's like, it's called what, the power hour? People do like a shot of beer every minute.
Is that what it's called? I have heard of that.
It's like a college game, and I'm acting like I haven't played it, but I have. I just can't remember. I can't remember the name.
I always like beer pong.
Yeah.
Or flip cup.
Well, flip cups are really fun too.
Flip cup's so fun.
I bet there's a way to incorporate flip cup.
You can probably do it every time the beep beep beep, and you have to like try to do it quickly.
That could be
until that when that beeping ends. You better be done with your end.
You better be done.
I just made it up.
Musical flip cup?
No, what's that?
That's pretty much what you're describing.
What I just said?
Yeah,
really? I just thought I made it up. I was like, I'm a genius.
No, it's a real thing, but now it could be circle flip cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should brand this.
We should. I'm telling you. Anyone else is getting this idea right now, you know where it started.
Yeah. Yep.
We expect our 10%.
And we're great people because we're encouraging people to drink right now. We're really.
Well, we're doing it safely. Yeah,
that's true. Responsibly.
Yes. If you're of age, you're not driving, you're being responsible, you're with friends in a safe place at someone's house that you trust.
Yes. And you guys can talk about social issues and stuff while you're watching.
As you're drinking and playing.
As you're drinking and trying. Yeah. That's an intense night.
It is, because it's like flip cup's like a fun and then like this is like an intense movie paired with it, so it both kind of balances out each other.
Yeah, that could not end well. Maybe we shouldn't encourage people to do that. Maybe.
But yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea. If you guys ever do that, please comment and let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Leave comments below and let us know if you guys did try that or what you thought of the movie. I'm sure he'd love to know.
And how it
love
worked.
to know. Yeah, if the timer of the beep, beep, beep of the clock.
Yeah.
So you guys will understand as the clock that goes off like beep, 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 and it goes faster and faster and faster and faster till the moment.
Till someone
is no longer standing up.
In the circle.
Yeah, till they're gone.
Yeah.
So that's what we mean. You guys will see when you watch the movie, this timer thing goes off constantly throughout the movie.
It's a little scary, huh?
It is a little scary. It's a little intense. Did you guys actually hear that go off? I have to know. I mean, obviously, I know that was dubbed into sounds later.
Yeah,
but
no, they had like two wooden. It was actually a really creepy noise. I forget who it was. I think it was the AD that was doing it. And he had like two. They were almost like two giant wooden door. What do you call it? Where you slide under a door?
Oh, like the door stopper thing.
Door stopper.
Okay.
Yeah, door stopper. Yeah. They were giant ones, and he would like smack them together every time there was a death scene, and it was pretty jarring.
So there was no like beep, beep, and then it was just like bam, and someone's
no beep. But Mario, the director, was like always running around the set with a loudspeaker, being like, more screaming, more terror. You guys are panicked. So and so just died.
Yeah.
Now so and so, everybody else died.
Because it's scary. You guys are, you're next. As much as you don't want to admit it, as much as you say I'm gonna get out of here, as much as you but like you're kind of seeing reality. There's not really like you're in a circle.
Well, it's like that feeling like right when you're about to go down a roller coaster hill, you're like, it's like the anticipation is like the scariest part, and I think that's like the way probably a lot of the characters in the movie feel. It's like, oh no, it's about to,
and then is it me? And then
please.
Oh, I'm still here. Okay, here we go. I have another 2 minutes to live.
Another 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes never felt so long or so short.
Yeah, nerve-wracking. I'm sure. I don't know. I couldn't do it. Thank goodness I'm not in the circle.
We'd both die. Yeah, we wouldn't last, I don't think. Because whenever I play Mafia, I always get killed.
Do you?
Do you play Mafia?
I do.
Yeah.
Do you remember the game, and this maybe it's similar to Mafia, but it's called Murderer?
Yeah, Murder is where you wink.
With your friends with the wink.
Yeah, that's where you wink. Yeah,
you know what's up.
Yeah,
we
used to always do that because I studied at Groundlings. Used to always do that as like a warm-up game.
Yeah.
Murder.
I love that game.
I do too.
Such a
I do
fun
better
one.
at that than I do at Mafia.
Because you can slightly just like,
Yeah.
And then they're down, and you're like, if you guys don't know, you guys should grab a group of friends while you're watching Circles. After that movie's done, start playing Murderer.
Yeah, just make it a night of games.
Circles.
And Circle and
beer, flip cup.
Drinking and killing your friends fictionally.
Fictionally. Only by winking.
Yeah, or Mafia.
But
I always get killed in Mafia. It makes
do you?
me so
You're
mad.
one of the first ones to go?
Yes. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. That's crazy.
I always go into it thinking I'm gonna be the sole survivor because I'm like, well, I'm an actor and
I got these people.
I'm gonna really one up these guys and pull one over them, and never.
No, it never happens.
I always get killed. Yeah.
That's crazy. Well,
always.
You just gotta practice some more, I guess.
I guess so. I gotta work harder on my skills. My Mafia skills.
Your Mafia skills.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing you're not a good Mafia person.
Probably. It means I'm like somewhat honest as a person, right?
Yeah. And people can trust you.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a good thing.
So now when I lose,
it's honestly like you're the better person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for validating.
This just proves that I'm the better person in this group right now.
Yeah, thank you. You validated me.
Good.
I may never win, but I'll be known as nice, so that's good.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
This is true. I have a question for you that's kind of like an advice question.
Okay.
So obviously there's a lot of people, everyone watches this from different parts of the country or... So what advice would you give somebody who wants to break into this entertainment industry as crazy, like whether it's acting, producing, like whatever they want to do, because it's insane for all jobs.
Well, that's kind of like what I feel like what we were talking about earlier, where I do feel like because of the technology that's available now to make films or shorts is so good, and you can make stuff that looks feature quality relatively inexpensively, and if you have the right friends and enough of your friends who are in that field, you can really get stuff made, and not only get it made but have it be seen now with a big audience.
Right.
If it even if you just put it on YouTube, you have it. But I mean other things like there's so many film festivals now, and there's Netflix now that's supporting a lot of these smaller films, which is great.
It is really good.
And all the, Amazon, all those other places. So I guess the advice would be to just make the thing on whatever level your means allow you to make it. So, if it's a play, putting it up at your local, doing something creative so you feel good about yourself, feel like you're already doing the thing you want to be doing. So not waiting for permission, but do the thing
going out there and let
the industry find you, I guess.
It's very smart. It's very good advice.
Yeah, which could, I mean, when I say that, people are like, well, how am I supposed to make like a movie? But it's like, it doesn't have to be, it could be anything. It could be a short. It could be a blog. It could be, a web series.
Yeah.
Just
I think because people get intimidated and they think like big picture, like, oh, I don't have like all this crazy equipment. I'm not a millionaire to go get, A-list actors. But like,
but we didn't have, I wish we had all that on
know?
Circle. Like, it would have been awesome to have like a bigger budget on Circle or but I mean, we didn't have, we couldn't afford, huge name actors, but we got 50 awesome people that were so excited to be there, and all had, their range of experience.
Yeah.
And they're all awesome, I think. And hopefully they all go on to do a lot more stuff now. And they're like new faces when people watch them.
Yeah, like, hey, I remember you. You were on, you know, the circles.
Yeah. But I mean, going into it, you're like, these are all new fit. You don't have any sort of like preconceived notions about them. You can just watch the movie and be like, okay, that person's really there, and I don't know who they are, and let's, you know, discover them.
And you guys all kind of grow together in that, so it's pretty cool.
Well, hopefully, if people watch it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
They will. They're going to
nice.
watch it. They promised.
You promise?
They promised.
Please.
They're going to watch it.
You sound so desperate. Please.
No. They'll watch it. It's a fun movie. We gave them ideas. We gave them game nights. We gave them different
what more
ideas
do
of
I have?
what... I mean, come on, people. We're making this really easy for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, come on. What more do I need to do?
What more do we need to do? Nothing else.
Nothing.
They're going to watch it. I know they are.
Good. If you
I'm
say
convinced.
so,
I'm
I
convinced.
believe you.
They're going to do it. I was going to ask you, what actor out there would you like to work with? Like your dream. It doesn't have to be actor. It could be producer. It could be director. It could be...
There's like, I have a list 1,000
Do you really?
miles long, but I don't. When you said that, the first thing that popped in my head was Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes,
because I do
Leonardo.
like. I think he's awesome, and he. I don't think he's ever made a bad movie.
He
I
needs
can't
to win the
believe he's
freaking
never
Oscars.
won.
Like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, he works with great. I like. He always seems very.
He gets gypped.
When you see him publicly or whatever in interviews,
Yeah.
he seems very like thoughtful and considerate and very like professional. So I think, and he's also just an awesome actor from the work I've seen, which is pretty much all his movies. So I'd love to work with him. I'm a huge Joss Whedon fan. I would love to work with him. Nilda knows. And there's some nodding going on in the room. In any capacity, I would love to work with him. And I've always dreamed of being in a Star Wars something
I can
or other.
totally see you do that.
I could, even as
anything.
a
Stormtrooper?
Yeah, I could be a stormtrooper. I could be a Wookiee.
Yeah.
I could be an Ewok.
Yeah.
I could
There's many options for casting people if you're watching.
Yeah, I could be Greedo. I could keep going.
Yeah,
C-3PO,
the list goes on.
C-3PO's child.
Yeah.
Because robots can do that.
Right.
They can procreate.
They can.
Maybe that's a storyline.
I mean, hello.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
See, more ideas.
We're
ideas
coming up with genius ideas right
the
now.
universe.
If you guys haven't noticed by now.
You can just take them. Yeah.
I like it.
Robots who have children.
Yes, that's the next movie you're gonna do.
I think that could be kind of
Robots
cool.
who have children.
Could be kind of cool. So yeah, there's a lot of people. I mean, I'm a huge film buff and TV buff, and just like love books and stories and everything. And there's so many people I'd love to work with because I just grew up watching movies. That was like pretty much my childhood was watching movies. Which is
Leo,
great.
I have to say I've never met the guy personally, and he's on my top 5 as well.
Yeah.
I have a top 5, and he's in it. But he recently, like, he's very like a conservationist and very like involved into like giving back and charity work and stuff. And I always talk about this with my friends. Like, you don't hear about it. Like, you don't. The guy just raised $50 million.
Did he really?
Yeah, like not even 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, with Selena Gomez, him, and like a bunch of other A-list celebrities raised over $50 million, and nobody talked about it. Nobody talked about it.
Well, now you are. So that's
I'm talking
good,
about it because I
about
just
that.
think this is what I mean. Why is the it's gonna start me off in another rant, but I'm just saying it's like sad because like the second that they do something wrong, it's all over the tabloids.
Yeah.
And then
if they do something
and then
awesome
when
like that.
$50 million is not a joke, and they raised it, and a whole bunch of A-list celebrities, but Leonardo DiCaprio was the one kind of like putting the group together and like doing the whole thing. But like that needed to be on every news channel, that needed to be on every news story, that needed to be in every like tabloid magazine, like everything needed to talk about that. And it just blows my mind that
I agree.
The second they're caught paparazzi photo of something wrong, it's like everywhere, and then they do something good, you just don't hear about it.
Yeah,
it's really sad.
You should be his publicist. You should be out there spreading the word.
I
That's
should.
cool. I didn't know he did that.
He did.
But he does seem like just a class act, right?
Yeah, he does. That's why he's in my top 5.
Yeah. Who's the other? What's the other 4?
It's like more. It's more like top 5 like celebrity crushes / people I want to work with.
So, but who? Okay, but now.
So now the other 4. One I won't say because one I know personally, so we're not mentioning. So we'll just mention 4.
Oh well, so, they're gonna know if they're watching. They're gonna
exactly why we're not gonna mention them.
Oh. But won't they know already anyway?
No, they won't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that stuff.
But now, don't you want to... Whenever somebody says they can't tell me, I want to know even more.
I can tell you later.
Okay. Off camera? Okay.
Off camera,
okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but my 4 that I always wanted to like work with is like Leonardo DiCaprio, Ryan Gosling, Adam Levine.
From Maroon 5?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I just think he's awesome.
Yeah. You're a singer too?
For fun in the shower, yeah.
Okay. But you want to act with him, not sing with him.
Anything. I really don't care.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
Interview, like just anything. Even if it's like a 5-minute interview on the red carpet, I'll be happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Wait. Oh, so that was the 3, and then the 4th you can't say, and then 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. It was good. It was good.
That's like that's your mystery now. Everyone watching is gonna want to know.
Everyone's gonna be like, who is it? Who does she know that she can't say?
That's like the You're So Vain song now. Everybody's gonna wonder who
if it's about them.
Yeah. Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Is.
That's
right.
true.
Wasn't that song about Warren Beatty, supposedly?
I think so. I think that's what the rumor was.
Yeah. And rumors are always true.
Rumors are. If we haven't learned anything else, that's the one thing we've learned for sure.
Always.
Always. There's no doubt ever.
Never.
What is some of your favorite TV guilty pleasures? Are you addicted to anything right now?
I feel like I don't have guilty because I feel like well, let's see. Do I have any guilty pleasures?
Like maybe something people that you binge watch or something people would never expect that you actually watch, and you're like, oh, this is like, I actually secretly love Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or like, I don't know.
Yeah. Do I feel guilty for watching Downton Abbey? Is that a Downton Abbey? Is that guilty pleasure?
Well, do you like binge watch it?
I did.
Okay, so then that counts.
Yeah. No, do I have anything like guiltier though? I wonder if I do. I'm
like
sure
juicier.
Yeah, I know. I watch so much TV. I must.
Like what's something that we would never get? That's a popular show, so I would assume most people watch it. But like, what's something that, like, I don't know, Kangaroos Gone Wild? Like, I don't know, what is like something crazy out there that you?
I guess the only thing that I would feel really guilty about, and I did not choose to watch it.
Okay.
I got sucked into it when I was home with my family, and my mom and my sister were watching it.
Okay.
Toddlers and Tiaras.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There we go. That's a good. That's what we're talking about. But I did choose
it, and I don't maintain. Is it still on?
I don't watch
it anymore.
But I've seen it. I know what it's about.
Yeah.
It's a little intense.
That was like the precursor to Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo, yeah. And she's canceled now.
She's gone too. Mm-hmm. So Toddlers is probably gone too. She's gone for like a scandal. Toddlers and Tiaras. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. She's gone for a scandal, but Toddlers and Tiaras is a little intense too, because it's all these pushy stage moms and stage dads even sometimes pushing
the stage dads,
like toddlers to winning these beauty pageants. If you haven't seen it, it's on TLC.
It was crazy, and I feel like some of it, I'm like, I shouldn't laugh at this because these poor kids are like, some of them, like, what will they think when they're like 18 and they give them Red Bull.
They give them Red Bull. They give them those sugar pixie stick things.
Yeah, they put those flippers in and give them
the fake teeth. They give them the spray tan.
The spray.
The hair, the extensions. It's like, you don't even look like a 2-year-old anymore.
No.
I have 2-year-old nieces, and they look like kids. You look like a grown 40-year-old woman
Creepy.
in a 2-year-old's body.
And they walk real mature, but then they still have a little bit of that, like.
And they have like a bathing suit competition, which is a little creepy, because I'm like, you're 2. Why are we even doing this?
Yeah, that shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, no. And the judges are like. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and there's always like a mom in the back like doing the dance moves, so they follow, and like the facials.
Well, and the moms always act like the daughters aren't being forced to do it. Like I remember this mom was like, hey, you don't have to do this. If you don't want to do this, mommy won't be upset with you. You don't have to do. But it was like clear, like mommy was gonna be pissed if she didn't.
There was one I remember that she said like, oh, you don't have to do this. And then she's like, okay, I don't want to. She's like, no, we paid. Yeah. We are out here. You're gonna go on stage. Your dad missed work, and it's like, whoa, dude, like don't tell the 3-year-old that she doesn't have to do it then, because clearly your mind's made up.
You don't have to do this, but you have to do this.
You have to, and you have to win.
Yeah.
Because they get like a lot of those kids get like huge cash prizes if they win, and I think that's the motivation behind the parents' push.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
They get like huge, 10,000 I think is 3rd place, 16 is like 2nd. It's like pretty big, like college fund.
But how much do they spend to get them there and
that's
like
the
dress
thing.
them like that and everything? It can't make sense, can it?
No, it doesn't make
Do you remember?
Any sense.
I'm ashamed to admit that I remember one. Do you remember Mackenzie?
I do.
Yeah, she was entertaining. She was really entertaining.
Yeah.
She was like a 40-year-old in the body of
a 3-year-old.
Yeah, whatever age. Yeah.
Some of them tell you are like that. It's like an adult in a child's body, and it's like the most creepy because they don't look like a child anymore.
Yeah.
After hair and makeup and nails and spray tan and the fake teeth, they don't look like a child.
No.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But she had that little, what do they call it? The pacifier. Even though she was like...
Oh, yeah.
They had her for a couple seasons. I should stop.
He's getting into this.
Yeah. I really analyzed it. Well, when I get into something, I really do like watch it and analyze on it. But I would never, I'll repeat, choose to have watched that.
You got sucked in. It's okay. Your mom and sister sucked you in.
I was forced to.
Yeah. Sometimes I watched it. I mean, it sucks you in. I'm not gonna lie, because you watch and you're like, what are these parents doing? What's going on? Why is the child, and then you're like sucked because you want to see what happens if they win, and then there's emotional breakdowns if they don't. Yeah. Breakdowns if they do.
The train wreck.
Yeah.
Train wreck thing.
Yeah. It's totally a train wreck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And you just can't take your eyes off.
Can't turn away.
Sadly.
You can't. It's crazy. Well, I had so much fun. Thank you for joining us. Tell them one more time where they can watch your movie.
You can watch Circle starting next Friday, the 16th, on Netflix. It's available for pre-order on iTunes right now, and it'll be on everything else: Amazon, Vudu, Xbox, whatever you guys watch your stuff on.
Right.
It's on there, so you can find it. Circle.
Yeah. There you go. Go watch
Circle.
it. Let us know what you guys thought. Tweet us if you do any of those games that we suggested.
Yes.
I want to know how it went down. Yes, please.
Yeah.
I want to know how it worked out.
Be safe.
Yes, please. And then, do you want to say where they can find you, like via social media?
Yeah, I'm at the Nardelli, pretty much on everything. At the Nardelli. I can't talk. Nardelli on Twitter and Instagram, and then my Facebook page is just Facebook.com/Michael Nardelli, I think.
Okay, there you go.
I'm there. You'll find me.
That's where you can find him, and you can tweet him and reach out to him via social media and let him know what you think. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Annika Michelle 1 and my website, AnnikaMichelle.com.
And I'll follow you now.
Yes, follow me back. We're gonna be actual friends. We're gonna do this. We're gonna watch Circles together and do the
via Twitter
musical flip club.
Okay. Yeah,
or like the beep beep flip club.
It's fun. You'll like it. It adds a little more urgency.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, we gotta do this. The beeper's gonna go off.
Yeah. And we'll just film it and we'll call that like the sequel to the movie.
Yes.
Or something.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? It's coming out to Netflix next year.
The really low budget sequel. Yeah.
Next year's sequel. Well, thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.